Okay, looks like we're doing okay. Stream quality looks alright. And I've had a few issues with connectivity here today, but let's hope that those are behind us. Let's also let people know that this is what's going to be happening, so maybe a notification on the Discord seems appropriate. Can I quickly find one? Yes. Answer is yes. Alright, there we go. Door kickers. Door kickers. I've played a little bit of this game. I'm not really too far. I haven't actually chosen any doctrines. I guess you can reset it anyway, but I was basically contemplating doing a series on this game because I feel it's a really good game. Nice cheap game. Got some interesting tactics, some nice strategy. I would say that it doesn't hold my attention for longer than maybe an hour, hour and a half at a time, but it's fun to come into and just do a random mission. I like the concept of the campaign, although I haven't gotten far enough to be able to do it yet. I think you have to have... Maybe I have gotten... You have to be level 5. Oh, I am. I'm squad level 6 now. I didn't even notice that. Anywho, Door Kickers is basically the top-down tactical version of Rainbow Six, the original. I mean, from like way back when. Let's see if I can move this up a little. Good. Just gonna dot all the I's, cross all the T's before we actually get into the game. I haven't also invested a whole lot of time. Right now, basically everyone's using a pistol. I'm using the 1911 1.9. I could have used the G17, which is the starting, but I feel like, well, I mean, I guess the stats down here basically speak for themselves. That the G17 has less stopping power. The gray marks are, so my stopping power is maximum. What's the disadvantage? Basically nothing. There is no disadvantage except for magazine. So 18 bullets versus 8. 7 in the chamber, 7 in the magazine, 1 in the chamber. So that's, I don't know, it seems like it's just pretty straightforward to use the 1911. Just have to be a little more cautious about reloading. You can go like whole missions with the G17, but the 1911 needs to be reloaded. So maybe we'll start with a quick mission. I have apparently not done very well on this beach cartel party. That's right, it's a big one. Well, let's try it out again. I imagine this mission is designed for having not just machine gun or pistol people, but that is what I have, is pistol people. We probably need a submachine gun somewhere in here. Now I have a sniper. I think I'm just going to leave this configuration. Whoever's there, you guys can go ahead and do it. So we'll move to the, this is our deploy phase, we'll move to the planning mode.
Let's do this.
We have a sniper who's going to be able to kill one of these people. Whichever one we want. I think it makes the most sense to kill the one who's going to notice us, which is probably this guy. He has a revolver, he has...
Roger.
He has... Come on, what do you have? Chunky Harry. He has a submachine gun.
Roger.
He also has a submachine gun. I mean, the revolver seems less dangerous than the submachine guns. They could just get a... I think we'll just have this guy killed. And we'll breach at the same time.
Holding.
Let's see if I can remember what you do. Yeah, I remember now. Just gonna drag him just enough. and I want him facing this way the entire time. So let me try this again. Just delete this. No, delete. Can I just delete? Oh, I guess I can constantly move it, but I want him like this. Okay, good. Now the blue line. This means face this direction at all times when you start. And at any point, oh, okay, so we've definitely messed up this fair amount. Let's try this again. So point this way. In fact, point that way so you can still see down here. Move just a smidge. Okay, there we go. And then just point this way. Your partner is going to come. He's going to be facing this way. He's going to cover the back side. We don't want two guys lined up like this. So this guy's going to have to move a little bit further. And he's going to have to face this way. And this guy, who's facing this way right now, is going to have to shift a little bit more. So we'll have them cover this area. They'll probably take a lot of fire. I'll manually move them back, frankly. Oh, Hex 2 Rad 1 Alpha says throw a nade. Yeah, well, we do have flashbangs. That's probably what you mean, but what's going to go on this side? Probably more of the same. Just have some guy cover the corner. And have one guy, come on, pie his way. And then he's going to duck out. And once he's got that, I mean, you can have people cross in front of other people in this game, but that's pretty bad tactics. So I think I'm going to have this guy go all the way over here and have this guy step out and cover that way. So his responsibility is this doorway. The other guys can be firing down the hall. And we'll have to move them quickly as well. Alright, well that is my attempted one. Let's fire. He missed. Good lord. Fire again. Okay, well that kind of worked. They are too clumped, in my opinion. These guys are okay, so let's get this guy to go down this hall. Facing this way. And then you gotta move in so you're not being shot. And you, sorry, while you're facing this way, just gonna move slowly forward. You can support. Okay. Who's injured? Who's injured? Somebody's injured. Can you target somebody else? Open fire. So we can see doors moving and stuff. This worked out well. I think one of these guys is injured. He's injured. He's lightly injured, so he's okay, basically. Let's move him forward and have him cover both this. Let's move this guy forward. So he's looking that direction. He's going to be covering... I think this is a wall, actually. Can they just walk over that? I can't tell. Well, if we have visibility, probably... Let's get these guys out from... I mean, this injured guy is just... Let's get him to cover. And you, facing this way, just get yourself over there. Seemed like a good idea. So face this way. Inch your way over. And you are just going to cover that exactly. That's a perfect little nook for him. This guy's now more injured. I didn't see what happened there. Oh, somebody came around. So we don't want that. We'll reverse positions. Have this guy come quickly and face this way. You're going to back up facing that way. And once your buddy passes you, okay, just can't. This guy can't catch a break. Can he shoot from there? By the way, how are we doing on rounds? You're at 3, 7, 4, 6. Okay, after this guy, John D'Amato, you better kill this guy and then... Oh, nice! Excellent. Okay, reload. Your buddy's going to cover for you while you're doing that. We have a sniper who's still covering this area, so it should be okay. Oh, another one. Nice. Very nice. Excellent marksmanship, Arthur. Considering... Okay, you are now also in a predicament where we're going to have to move you just so you can reload your weapon. Okay, now go back into the danger zone. Oh! Oh, God. Oh God, Arthur. Oh, oh, Arthur, I'm so sorry. That's gonna change the whole layout of this map now for us. And working in pairs, these guys are great. Working individually, they are unlike real, I mean, not real, but unlike people playing video games, they're very, very, very vulnerable. So let's kill this guy. We're gonna pie this very quickly because we need to kill this threat. I assume that he can do that. Because basically, I mean, the longer you wait, we know where he is. That's the only advantage we had in this situation, having lost a guy. The only thing we can say is at least we gathered information. We know that he was shot. This guy who was killed, we know that he was killed by somebody who was there, so we can try to use that information. So let's see if we can get one guy. Oh God. Man down. Okay, good. So now it's just a two-man team. We can do this. John is going to step in here, and he's going to cover. We're going to have to breach. Unless we go around this way. Okay, let's just clear this real fast. The derp should have gone around the rock clockwise. The derp says it should have gone this way. I mean, I can see why that's the case, because this guy would have been facing the wrong way. So there's that plus. The negative reason why I didn't. We have no idea what's down here. We don't know. I guess basically this is such an open field of fire. If I have two choices to go around this rock, I'd prefer the area where I know I can only be shot from one direction. From here, at any point in time. These guys' cone of vision, I think, is a little bit inaccurate. Like, can you only see a 90-degree arc in front of you? Probably if you're looking with your head focused in one direction, yes. But the problem is, or not the problem, but the reality is your head is on a swivel. So even though you're moving in one direction, you're looking everywhere. Okay. Got him. Okay. This is going to be a problem. Good. That's a good spot. We're quite happy with that. He's going to advance. Hex 2 red, 1 alpha says, and watch that garden low left. There's a dude for sure. Oh, yeah, well, I guess that's... You're a little bit in the past for me because just the way streaming works. So now we have still a predicament in that we're going to have to breach at some point in a weird angle. The most natural place to breach is probably just to clear this side house, because especially we have some way of having vision. So these guys are going to rotate now. Oh God. That was not intentional. I thought this door was shut. Here we go. Actually, you know what? Let's just be wise about this. Throw a flashbang. Got him. Nice shot. Okay, gonna have to breach this one. No, keep facing this way, buddy. Kind of have to pause, give the order, and then, because if you do this and then this, they aren't gonna, if you do like two, they aren't necessarily gonna stay the direction you're trying to pin them for both orders. They only do it for the first order. So like now, if I move him, he's free. Anyway, we may end up, I mean, look at, I already passed this mission. Better than this, my God. And that's it. Well, what were we going to do in that situation? Well, we had already dug our own grave by only having one man left. So this is a quick look at door kickers. What do I plan for the stream today? I think we're going to have some fun. We're going to bounce around to a couple different games. I want to throw in some Plants vs. Zombies. Just one mission, the Zombotany, so I can link that to somebody who was requesting it from the recent Plants vs. Zombies series. Let's try a mission where I can succeed, though. That would be nice. Hostage rescue training. I haven't done hostage rescue yet. Let's try one of these easier ones. This one kind of looks fun. Mozart Street Apartment. Let's go. Single troopers are vulnerable. Always have two working together. All right. This looks a little more doable. Let's replace our two guys as well. We just right click them, double click, drag and drop. I want to do, we want to spread the experience around, and they do get experience. What is going on here? These two new? Nighthawk. This guy's name is just Nighthawk. No, I don't have a first or last name. His name is just Nighthawk. He's some kind of superhero. Okay, that's fine with me. Now, if you want, you can actually make the whole plan. Let's try this one. You get extra points for making a whole plan. I'm not very good at it. I've only put maybe 2 hours into this game or so. Really enjoyed the 2 hours, by the way. Already, I feel like money well worth it because I got this on a Steam sale. Let's have this guy come up. I want this guy to cover like this angle. And actually, you go all the way here, and you're going to be covering this. No, okay, sorry. Delete all that garbage. You're going to go over here, and that's where you're going to be facing. So you're going to cover this angle, and he's going to be covering that angle. That's pretty bad. It's really not amazing. Because this guy is so vulnerable when he kicks a door like that. But, alright, well, let's do it anyway. Let's see what happens. Well, let's first spy on everyone. Oh, I already messed up in a way because I... Hey, can you do that? Is it paused? Oh, it is. Okay. So this is kind of cool. We can look, and there's a couple guys there. So we want not both of these guys visible. We want just him. So let's move this guy just enough. That's perfect. Good luck. It'll be a duel to see who goes first. We'll chuck a flashbang, though. We'll see how that works. And those are the two guys. And we're expecting a maximum of 5, as I recall. So, can I delete this now? Can you do something else? Kick door. Don't do it exactly yet, you big bully. You're doing it. Okay, well, that was unexpected. Don't move. Can you... What is your major malfunction here? Oh, yeah, see? This guy's an idiot. He's in the way. Oh, God. Hold. Now, I need you to shift down so you can get this other guy. Nice. And despite the angles, the way things work with angles, it's unfortunately always better to have the guy on the right going right, even though that gives him worst angles, because you just can't have a guy looking right while there's another guy there. Oh, and that's it.
Good job.
Oh, that was pretty simple. We passed the mission. Hooray! So if we had done this in 20 seconds, we'd get, you know, some other bonus, I guess, the 3rd star. You can also try this with only 1 trooper. You can try it without pausing, and then you can also try it using a single plan to complete the entire mission, which also means without pausing because you can't change anything anyway. You might as well just unpause and let the whole thing go. So it's pretty interesting. I don't know. I have a hard time getting the plans to work. The planning thing is basically difficult because you're not allowing people to improvise slightly, like use information to their advantage. I guess that's the whole point. You're trying to predict everything, but a little bit unrealistic. Can you imagine if you told SWAT troopers, okay, this is the plan and you cannot deviate? There's just no way. I kind of want to go back to the cartel beach party and let's maybe try... Oh, no. I want to... Sorry. Let's go back. Menu. Back to menu. I want to equip some people with some assault class stuff. So everyone right now is a point man. You can see they're all gaining experience. How nice. But a few of these guys like this guy right here, aiming speed versus accuracy. I mean, he's maxed out. Aiming speed. It says assault shooting, and that's supposed to translate to assault, aiming speed. And this is marksmanship, which is accuracy. Actually, these don't really seem to line up in any way for one particular gun or the other. Basically, I was thinking assault shooting should mean that they would be an assaulter. But having higher aiming speed, I don't know if that really matters. We're also using low threat armor. Maybe I should consider unlocking, like mobility goes down, but the assaulter vest, I'm not really using mobility too much. We can try using extended protection even. Well, we don't have the stars for it yet, but what about... So front plate only is still less mobile. So there's no free lunch. Or we could get no side armor and increase front and rear. How often do our guys get shot from the side? I like the front plate only because we really should not be being shot from the rear. Like this is... I don't even know how much that does. How much does it slow down their mobility? I don't usually move too quickly. Maybe it doesn't matter. Oh my gosh, I forgot. Let me also put in the chat. I have this handy dandy what should Tortuga play URL. You can vote for as many as you'd like. Actually I'm seeing the updated version. More people have voted now, and looks like some people want Advanced Tactics Gold, which is a great game, and it's fun to play. I can actually try to pick up where I left off from the last stream, which means that we won't be so stuck in the beginning stuff. But anyways, feel free if you're in the chat to voice your own opinion. Or you can voice your opinion just by messaging in the chat. I'll just kind of include that. If you're watching, obviously you're more important than the people who don't watch, so... Who do we want? Let's make this guy... So, is everyone a police officer 2? Ooh, somebody's a police officer 3. Special him. Oh, that's Arthur. He was the guy who got gunned down. Should we bring him back? I kind of want to bring him back. Okay, let's bring back Arthur, and let's make Charles Evers here. I just like his... all his stats. Let's make him an assaulter. So let's gonna give him a submachine gun. This is more stuff we can eventually unlock. There's just so many choices, and like if you thought there was a lot of choices for the for the pistol, there is a lot more choices. Well, hell, there's a lot of choices for even the pistol. But I like the fact that the 1911 is just a little bit better in every way. And the only thing we have to worry about is, as they say in the bottom there, mind the magazine size. I don't worry about that too much because if I'm pausing a lot, I'm not too worried about it. I can always make them reload. So let's try this. Let's try an assaulter with a point man in the back. And what I'd like is a breacher because shotgun is, well, let's give it another assaulter. Somebody with marksmanship seems like it's kind of important. I don't know what this is. Handling speed for crowbars, lockpicks, charge, time bombs, etc., etc., etc. So field skills in my case is actually really not important. Especially not important for somebody who's holding the big gun, right? Let's try to pick somebody with, yes. Somebody with very, very low and very high aiming speed. Okay, I like this. You are also now an assaulter. Our utilities are flashbangs, which I'm fine with. Stingers are slightly less non-lethal, basically. There, it even says, a less lethal grenade that sprays rubber balls over a 4-meter range, causing flee instinct to activate on those affected. Exercise caution, as stingers may stun and cause life-threatening wounds in immediate proximity of explosion. Use stingers to disperse groups of people and create clear lines of fire. Interesting. So I don't really need any of the other stuff. I don't really even need my breaching charges. Frankly, I'm not really using them. God, I gotta stop going done. You think you're hitting done for just the person you're on, but you're not. So we could put more flashbangs. That's not a bad idea. A breacher is he really going to be hurling flashbangs everywhere though? Well, I mean, there's nothing else to use them on. I don't think we need that many breaching charges, frankly. But you know what? These guys will carry the breaching charges because my pointman now, where are you, Arthur? He's going to carry the extra flashbangs because he'll be the person flashbanging, I think. Hex 2 Red 1 Alpha says voted CDDA. I suggest Cogmine in the future. Yeah, I've seen Cogmine played a few times, but that's... Wait, maybe I'm getting it confused with Hacker or the other game. Cogmine, is that basically like CDDA but in a more scientific world? I'll check it out after the stream. See what it is. Support gear, spy camera, which doesn't reduce mobility, and other things which do. Or empty, which, well, if spy camera doesn't reduce mobility, why would we not take it, right? So, okay, I'm fine. I accidentally hit done again, but you know what? That time I mean it. Let's try, for the love of God, one time to pass this mission with 2 stars. 2 stars is the goal here. I didn't even read that. So let's get our assaultman. I think I actually want my assaultman second. This guy is gonna hold. This guy goes around this way, covers that, and this guy goes down here. Yes, because the long range guys are preferable to have as assaulters. Did I not select a second assaulter? Well, gosh, between the 2 options, I think it's pretty clear I need my assaulter over here. Probably point over there. How wide is this? I wonder if it's wide enough for a guy to hold in this corner and let the other guy go into the water and around, which, I mean, it's not great, but keep previous plan. Yeah, what previous plan? The one that got all my guys killed? Probably not.
Lock and load. Let's do this.
Oh. Oh my. Okay, well, how do we do this then? So same thing here, right? You are going to just go right to the corner, and you are going to go here, and then you're going to start facing this way, and you're going to basically pie out, and then you're going to go right here, and your job is only to do that. Once that's done, this guy will pivot. I think what you're going to do, since you have the submachine gun, is back up to here, and we'll just get this guy into the corner for now. He'll help if somebody comes around. Oh. Oh, okay, well, fire. No, fire at this guy. Oh my god, I didn't mean to hit tab. Wow, excellent work. Fire.
Target eliminated. Roger.
Can you open fire again?
Roger. Okay.
Guess not. Okay. Yep, fire.
Tango down.
Oh, this is wonderful. Why didn't I do this last time? Fire again. Yeah, well, we'll take this. Come out a little bit and let's just get more firepower down this hall. Completely protected over here, as you can see the police cars lining up. So let's, whoops, not that. Let's get you to pie out a little bit more. That's good, he has good vision here. I'll move him up eventually, and okay, open fire. Nice, very nice. This is working out way better. Oh, please shoot. Nice. Okay, this guy has to make his move now. So, please. Oh, God. Gotta move. Wow. Okay, these guys gotta move. You are gonna be caught. So you're gonna have to do this. And you're gonna go around this way. So looking here, then looking there. Nice. Extremely nice. Much better. Now we know why we have our sniper here. So since we know we have our sniper here, we're just gonna try to link up and do a 3-man team. Move over to the rocks. And you are just going to move yourself this way. Roger. So you have a better vision of that. We're covering the door. We don't need to cover the door. This guy is our... We got to get it over these guys. Let's also pretend that, you know, you lose a man, you got to... He's right next to the cop cars. He's fine. Unknown local says Cogmine is Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup, DCSS, with robots. Or is Cogmine CDDA with robots? I guess it depends on which how roguelike it is, or what roguelike elements it has. CDA has much more long-living roguelike elements, right? Okay, so you just face this way. Well, yeah, and then just move
I'm on it.
facing that way. Okay, pivot.
On your mark. Got it.
You're protected now. And maybe we leave Everman just holding out here. Oh! He is a submachine gun dude. I put two of them together. Whoops. Well, it explains why they were doing so well. Dev has a free version, Polybot 7, which shows how the combat works in Cogmine, but it's not Cogmine. I see. I mean, the free version, if it's a good game, I don't mind. I can acquire it. Sometimes I'm allowed press copies of things as well, so if the game's good, it's worth checking out. That's, I guess, the only thing I need to think about.
Okay.
Now, I still have the sniper's still there. Okay, good. So let's do this again.
Okay.
This guy, I guess, since it's a submachine gun, let's do this.
Holding. Moving. I'm on it.
Crossing. Alright,
Tango.
moving in front.
Wilco. No tango.
Now let's do this. No, no, no. God, no. See, that's where I get a little nervous about. He can't see. It's a big van. Okay. No, face that way. Go help him.
On it. No contact.
So, how do I want to do this? Sniper Man should... If somebody comes this way, we'll see him. So this is nice. We should kind of put ourselves... I think this corner.
No contact.
So we'll be able to kill them if they come out. But... the whole group won't have a shot on us. Okay, so we're protecting their back. Now, Everman's gonna go...
Okay. No tangos.
He's just gotta watch this door. Okay, moving all the way.
Affirmative. On your mark.
Okay. So that guy.
Wilco. On
Okay,
target.
good. You're covering this door. Like, your life depends on it because, hey, that's a pretty fair expression to say.
Roger.
It does.
No contact.
Let's pie this.
Wilco.
Looks clear.
I'm on it. Covering.
Alright. Crossfire being a potential issue here. I think I shift all my people around.
Got it. Holding. Moving.
I'm doing this, it's kind of awkward.
In position.
Somebody move. Go around. I don't know who should be the one helping this. This looks pretty good though. Okay, now you need to cover this door temporarily. I need you to just go.
Okay.
Trust that he's got the door.
Okay.
Just want to make sure that this last area is clear.
Tangos.
And it is. And we can actually peek in. One of the doors is open. Unknown Local says... Okay, well, I need to catch up a little bit. Hex2Red first said not all like CDDA. In Cogmine you use the parts of other robots and hack terminals. There's a lot of stats going on. Overall, great game. Yeah, it sounds more like Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup then. Oh, back up a little bit. Nice. One down. Now they could shift from this, but we are covering all the relevant areas. Nice. 19 shots. I'm not going to reload quite yet. Now we'll move back. Oh, God! No! God, he lives.
No contact.
was gonna say let's reload. And I do want to reload, but let's move this way first. Now reload.
Okay. Reloading. No tangos.
Alright, let's try this again.
Okay.
My god, this guy is like a hero. No. Thank you. Okay, so anyways, I didn't finish reading that. Unknown Local says, well, you could say any roguelike is completely like another roguelike. And then he also says, also this game looks pretty fun. I've never seen it before. Yeah, and I like that there's a campaign and you know, some progression system. Gives you an incentive. Like it's such a game thing to do, to add like incentives like that. But okay, I'm gonna switch these two because frankly,
Roger.
actually they could stay together. There's no reason why you can't
In position.
guard from here. What I want to do is flashbang the door here. Just because we should have a bunch. I'm not sure if that's a good idea. I'm going to delete that. Or not. Well, okay, it worked. It didn't really go the way I wanted it, but stop looking the other way. Okay. Let's see. This is the tricky part. Stop looking the wrong way. Check that center hallway with a camera, says the derp. Well, I should have. We did it the hard way. We face checked it with a flashbang, thankfully. But now this is the really tricky part. When we move by this doorway, we're going to have to go all the way back around. Okay. Unfortunately, we kicked that door open, which is not what I wanted to do. We're going to have to switch this guy all the way around. Face this way. Face this way. Just face this way. Okay. And these guys are going to have to breach here together. So you're covering this. In fact, I'd prefer you to cover it like this because your weapon should be very good long range. Okay, how's everyone doing? 26, 7, perfect. So let's throw another flashbang in here, why not? And have, well, you're not going to be able to do anything, but at some point, oh god! Kill him. What are you doing? I should be okay here. Damn, this is going well. We only lost one guy. When did the SWAT ever say this is going well? We only lost one guy. Alright, reverse positions.
On your mark.
Because you're so wounded. I'm a little worried for you. It's worth it. Okay, should be empty. Can we just, instead of kicking the door, can we just... Well, anyway, I guess that's one way of doing it. Okay, go over here. One question. Friendly fire. Unknown Local says, or asks, they do not shoot past each other. So they observe fire discipline. Basically, if they're even kind of connecting, this guy gets a red line, which means he can't even shoot. So... Oh, I mean, we know that nobody's here.
Got it.
So realistic. Alright, let's kick this door open. No, 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 no. Just kick.
Okay, on target.
Okay, you're covering this. You are going to camera. Looks so clear. We don't need a breach in charge, just kick it down. Alright, do it. Kill them.
Okay. Tango down.
Nice. Still one left somewhere.
Got it.
Let's find out where.
Style inside.
Alright, good. So let's finish him off.
Flash out. On your mark.
Who the hell's left?
I'm on it. No tangos. I'm on it.
Okay. Very nerve-wracking.
Welcome.
Oh, the bathroom. Thank you. Yeah, I did forget about the bathroom, didn't I?
Roger. No
Just
tangos.
any way you can. Make your way here. A little worried about losing him, so I'm not going to have him clear. Okay, let's plant our breach in charge. We have it anyway, right?
Cover.
Overkill? Maybe.
Ready to blow.
And you back up. No, breach it. I assume that you cannot... Why would you want to blow it up right there?
Holding. Moving.
Good
Oh,
job.
well that worked. That's probably a bad place to be. So it only took me 10 minutes instead of a minute and 40 seconds. And once again, we're limited to 1 out of 3 stars because we lost somebody. Okay, so that's I don't know if I want to cover much more. I've considered doing this as a series on my channel, but I can go ahead and throw a shout out to, holy cow, Frog, what's his name? Somebody help me with his name. Frog. He changed it. Stoic Frog, is that what his tag is now? Stoic Frog? I forget. But he did a whole series on door kickers, so if you're interested in seeing more of a series, and I'm playing again without these, I guess you can just do them and then reset them. Yeah, so I probably should always be playing with these. Increases aiming speed at close range. Increases shooting precision at all ranges. Well, that's what's not to like about that. Handguns, I don't really care about. We now have long guns, so increases... Oh, this is probably only for pistols. Close range targets get 2 quick shots, and then there's Mozambique. Double taps are followed by a headshot. Woo! Headshot. Allows point-blank shooting. Using a close-to-body stance, troopers can manipulate and fire their handguns at hand-to-hand distances. Okay, seems useful. Automatically switch to sidearm when out of ammo. Okay, maybe eventually, but increases aiming speed at close range. Medium range drills. Quick and accurate fire over distances characteristic to offices and hallways. Or increase accuracy and recoil in cover. Interesting. Increases lethality versus unaware targets. Don't think that's necessary. Basically, if you have an unaware target, you're already at such an advantage. Why do you need to make sure that you kill them? You're going to get the first shot off. Increases aiming speed at close ranges. That seems important to me. I think we just have to do something like this, and we have 3 points left. We can make close range weapons a little bit better. And we can make long range a little bit better too. I like that. So there we go. We have 1 point still unused. Getting faster and better shots at distances similar to urban open spaces and courtyards. Honestly, not sure what's more important here. This is probably the next best thing. I don't really care about that. Well, actually, I take that back. Maybe one of these. Close range. Quick pair. That's probably the best. By the way, why does this require 2 active abilities in this tree? Don't I have 1, 2, and 3? Oh, wait. So 1, 2, and then I did long range. No, I think I just wanted to do these 2. I do this, I do that. That's 2. Oh, okay, it does work. I don't know if that's important. Well, it might be. Okay, we have... Yeah, let's do that. If I had 1 more point, which I do, I guess it goes there. Okay, perfect. Whew. And Captain Rabbit has joined. Mr. Rabbit, I haven't seen you for a long time, or I should say Captain Rabbit. Alright, let's do one last mission. Let's make this a shorter one. Kepler apartment building or platoon kill house. Well, platoon kill house sounds straightforward enough. Let's do it with machine gun. No. We just got improved skills with pistols. Let's do 1-and-1. Okay. This is gonna be tough. So we breach this way. We hold this. One moves here. The guy follows. One moves here. Guy follows. So we can clear like a snake this way. Hold this. Move that. Clear this. Probably pie the corner like this. We have to just hope that there's nobody over here though. We can go and use camera here to make sure there's nobody outside that door. I think this is the best place to start. Otherwise this would be sensible as well. Let's try it. Captain Rabbit says he's been on a bit of a YouTube hiatus. Pineapple Seller. Hello sir. Well, hello sir or madam to you as well.
Lock and load. Let's do
Alright, it's planning mode. Let's try it. It's not going to work. It's not going to work in a million years, but let's just try to do this with one. It's not going to work. I see that we have a possibility of that happening. So this guy then moves here. I need him to actually do this thing where he wait for clear. Wait for clear. This has to be a go code, I guess, when he will eventually move all the way up here. So wait for clear, wait for clear. Somewhere in that, you have to switch this way. Switch this way. Pie that. Okay, wait for clear. Oh, we should be waiting for clear like at every point, pretty much. Then go here and look that way, and that's your. So then alpha, this guy moves all the way over here. And essentially, he'll be the new cover here. Wait for clear before proceeding. And then pie this way. I think that makes sense. Then you are going to go here. You're going to kick this door. You're going to move in. You're going to move in. You're going to move in. I guess we wanted you to cover left, cover right, wait for clear, we'll go to the next door, same difference. There's no way, by the way, that this works. Wait for Charlie go code. We only have 4 go codes. We gotta make sure. Just go ahead and kick it down right away. And then we need you to move. Wait for clear. You already cleared the room where you're dead. Move here. Kick that door. Let's do a little bit of shenanigans here. Do that. Wait for clear. Then that. Wait for clear. Then breach, and probably the only angle we haven't been able to cover is that. So then move all the way over here and use the, well, we can't because we're playing the whole thing. So kick the door. You, at this point, where's my other guy? Are sitting here. This is a Charlie go code. And at that point, you are going to move like this. And I'll have to just time this correctly, that he moves this way. Wait for clear. And he breaches, let's flashbang. And then move in. Like so. Wait for clear. This is so messy. Oh boy. I don't know if this is gonna work. I'm already lost. Actually, this is okay. Wait for clear. Then just move here, and you got to cover this hall. You can cover it from any angle you want, really. And then this is probably where you'll just stay in order to conserve a go code. Okay, then once you're done here, you're probably almost dead. So let's actually swap and have you move like... No, let's delete this one. From here, I need to clear these two first because it's more of a threat. Yeah, okay, so you move here, and you have to cover both of these at the same time. And that is where you wait. And now, so your Delta go code is to go here, breach with a flashbang, then move in, look left. No, don't look left. Look left. Look right. And turn and wait for clear. Then you're going to throw a flashbang over here. Well, is that necessary? Let's delete that one. Can I just delete you? Delete. Where are we? We're here. We're waiting for clear. Then we move like so. Just pi. That's pretty good. Let's wait for clear here. Wait for clear. And the only place they really could be is there, I think. So we'll move forward like this, and just in case we didn't, we'll turn like this. And then we'll wait for clear there. Probably these guys are all dead by now. But anyway, hey, it might work. It's just crazy enough to work. Go, kick this door. And now you're going to be in charge of breaching. You'll go across this guy's line of fire. You'll breach this. Hopefully not die. So let's do this and angle that way. And then like this and angle back. And then move in. First of all, just wait for clear. Just wait for... Which way are you facing when you do this? That. Do this. Wait for clear. Move over here. Flashbang this room. Have you used two? No, you've only used one because I was smart. Flashbang, and then you just go in, and if you're not dead, hooray. Okay, it works! Unknown Local has sent a contribution. Thank you so much. £2. £2 sterling. Take my money, give me more content. I wish it was that easy. I wish it was that easy. Anyway, so this is what we plan. I can't, if you ask me now what our plan is, I don't even remember what exactly is going on, but I'm assuming that I had some idea of what I was doing when I did this. I get to take my hands off, just like you guys. I just sit back and relax and we see what happens. Oh no, that's not true. I have to use go codes. Here we go.
Who's there?
He's already injured. Hey, not bad. He's doing all right. Okay, so Alpha go. It's working. It's working. Bravo go.
Go.
Hey, that looks good. I did. Oh god. Oh god. Oh, that was a little dicey. It's working though. Oh, Charlie. Go to Charlie.
Go.
Oh my god. Oh, this is bad. Okay, just go with Delta. Hopefully they don't care. We'll probably only have those two left, but... Ah, man, it worked so well. It was so good! It was so good! Oh my god! Should have flashbanged this room. That guy even had an extra flashbang. I was thinking about that when I hit play. I mean, you just have to believe me, but I actually had a moment where I was like, this guy's only using one flashbang. Maybe I should use one more. But I did not. And now this guy only has 0 flashbangs to clear this room, which is going to be a bit intense. We'll just pie it. Yeah, probably should have reloaded first. Alright. Man, you know what? We did alright there. We really did alright. So, complete mission without pausing in real time. Almost had to use a single plan to complete the mission. Almost. So we almost got 3 stars and 2 of these. Balls. Anyways, it's a great game. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to switch up to Plants vs. Zombies real fast. There's one particular minigame that I want to play. And that's because on my series on it, I actually did not quite... oh, I love the music, by the way. I didn't get to it. Did not show it on camera. So let's go ahead and switch this over to capture. Oh, it's like a professional quality stream or something. Let's get out of door kickers. Can always come back to it too. Quit game. There we have it. Plants vs. Zombies. Oh, my Zen Garden. Can get some money from my Zen Garden, but let's go to minigames. Which one was it? Zombotany? That was the one, I think, that was tough. So Zombotany is pretty fun. Basically the plants themselves, I mean the zombies themselves, have the... Trip says gay. Not really sure what you're referring to. I myself am not homosexual, but maybe that's a pejorative comment on my stream. Well, I won't worry too much about it. I still love you. But the best way of doing this, I think, was to do something like this. Basically, you want blockers. Blockers and these. And the whole point is to get to a certain amount of sun, I think. Let's equip this, and the snow pea, which I originally was going for, it does not end up slowing down the rate of fire. And since these are firing, they do more damage that way. We'll do the 3-peater just in case, and I mean, we don't really... I think with torchwood, I mean... kind of don't know what the last option should be, but we already have what we want, which is this. The most important thing is the walnut. It's the hero of this. Unknown Local says, did alright there, kills a squad member. Yeah. So if you're worried about this being a large part of the stream, it won't. I think I'm going to move to Advanced Tactics Gold after this. Just for a little bit. Maybe like 45 minutes or so. It's a pretty fun game. And if you haven't seen Plants vs. Zombies, you probably have, right? I assume. Oh, I made a mistake. I already committed a big mistake. I'm supposed to double stack these. Put this here. That row will be defunct. Put this here to block. So I have some plants, some plants that won't be killed if another guy comes. Just like that. Oh good, they're coming in the same row. Believe it or not, that is convenient. And then the next row they come in, I have to put my potato mine down. Gee, I might just kill this guy right away. Yep. Ah, ballsack. They did. Let's see if that works, otherwise I'll have to use another squash, or I'll have to put a plant down or something. So let's just hope that this is enough. This is gonna be tight. I don't think that one's gonna work. Ah, it didn't. Well, we can put this down, or we could just do this. And that should work just as easily. Hex 2 red 1 alpha says good one. It could be referring to a lot of things. Let's kill this before it kills my plants. This one's nice and safe. We'll just put another potato mine down there. Oh, and we need something on the... There. Let's get this, which is ultimately the point. Get those to be firing back. We have nothing on the top. Well, that's a problem. The squash will probably come up and help us. As soon as this guy's dead, we'll probably get that down. Dennis left a pretty funny comment. Let's kill this before it does any damage. God, these guys just keep coming. Brutal. Please, give me sun. Quick. Alright, we're safe. Anyway, so he was saying that Zombotany is a pretty tough mission, and I agree, because these guys are shooting, it's fairly difficult. But I think if you, as soon as you take advantage of these walnuts, you don't have much problem after that. Let's go ahead and up our sun game. Dennis Avery said, he means gay game. We all know Tortuga is a woman hunter. Yeah, obviously. It's pretty clear. Actually, I'm a married man, happily married, so it's really off the market, I guess, is what I am. So we can do this as well. Doesn't make sense to put it where there's no... I'm getting a little worried. Alright, just in the nick of time. That did get saved. Alright, let's put this down and start getting plants in the middle. It's a fun little challenge. And by the way, if you have never played Plants vs. Zombies, it's mostly a mobile game, and it is a ton of fun. A lot of fun. Just put it on your mobile device, whatever you use, and you know, you can take it around with you. It's worth it. It's quite a good game. Let's do this one, I guess. Oh yeah, we got these guys coming in. So this is where my flame dudes are really going to be useful. Now I think we want to put down a 3-peater in the middle so I can get a lot of damage done to all 3 lanes at the same time. We'll do that. I'm not going to put 3-peaters on the bottom because they don't shoot a lane below, and it's kind of a waste, right? I do want to get more spike weeds up, though. So those are going to be helpful. Just to, I mean, I probably need them even earlier now. And let's double up on that. Probably could do with torchwood now. That guy's not causing any problems. He doesn't shoot, right? I don't know if I already talked about this. Unknown Locals comment. Did alright there, kills a squad. Yeah. As I was mentioning in one of the earlier missions, you know, anytime you'd lose a guy in SWAT, it would be like all over national news, in the United States at least. It'd just be like something horrible. Just absolutely horrible. And I'm treating it as, well, that wasn't too bad. We only lost a man. I think I will dig you up, replace you. I don't have the 2,000 cost shop item that allows you to replace broken things. Now, this is a problem. Unknown Local says, how's the daughter? Oh, so you've heard her. She frequents the streams. Not in a manner I really like, but she's very vocal. Anyways, I'm surprised we can't hear her. Oh, we have a breakthrough. Houston, we have a problem. I think we are in good shape to deal with that. Man, they are breaking through. Dislike. Strongly dislike. Okay. Should be okay. We've stabilized now. Whoa! Lots of sun. Alright, we're set now. All we need to do is put down a bunch of plants. Put down another 3-peater. This guy just takes forever to die, even with the spike weed just working full time on him. Start deploying the spike weed a little bit further back. And let's get more sun income. Why not? I mean, basically it's just because we don't have anything else to do right now. We already got everything we need. So mission already accomplished. We'll win this, no problem. Here's the last wave anyway. Put that there, why not? And we have one. I mean, we can bulldoze this guy. If I could do it quickly enough to assure... Aha! Perfect. And that's it. So this is Plants vs. Zombies. I'm sure that most people know this game already. I really like it returning to the... Get him. I really like returning to this game. Okay, yay, we did it. What else? I think we'll jump to another game then. We'll just be bouncing around all over the place. Unless I've never done Portal Combat. Alright, let's take a look at what Portal Combat is. It sounds fun. Oh, I think I have done this one. Is it going to be a long one though? My gosh. Okay, this is actually confusing. I think. I don't think... Okay, so they go in here, and they come out here? Do they emerge? Wait, okay. I'm just gonna kill the guy who's closer. Oh, dislike, very dislike. Does he shoot? What the heck is going on? Okay, let's kill these guys and start over. I don't know. I don't know how to play this. I think this is the right way of doing it. Which one do they go in? I'm so confused. Is it blue to blue? I wish I knew. Put that there. Put this here. Wait. Okay. This portal does that. This one does that. Got it. So this guy's actually useless. We can shoot our cactus through here, and it will go all the way out. Hooray! I understand. It's not too difficult. This guy's unfortunately totally useless, but that's fine. So we'll just put this guy here. Yeah, it's great. I mean, we can line up as much as we want this way. Oh, what? They switch? That's less good. Let's do something like that, I think. So this is coming out here. Oh, can we do this? That works. Something like this. Probably like this. Don't know what I'm doing. Well, that could be helpful, right? Yeah. Because if I put this down, the portal's just gonna move. Well, I guess we'll do it anyway. Portal relocating. What are you doing? What are you doing, portal? This one, right, is relocating? Aha. Well, that's gonna be very problematic considering we don't have... Can't even put stuff there. Okay, let's get going with this. With this. Something like that. I need one here, so I have cacti in every lane, just to prevent any balloon zombies from killing me. Plants vs. Zombies. Love it. So they have Plants vs. Zombies 2 out as well, and that's actually free to play. I think I would say I prefer the original, believe it or not. This looks like a great time to use a cherry bomb. I'm just gonna kill so many at the same time. Yeah. I was hoping that would happen. He would shoot over the portal. So that cactus is a good one then. Okay, good. They're relocating again. Find out where in a second. Put these guys kind of in front, because they are less valuable. Oh my god. Oh, that's bad. Oh, this is really bad. Quite bad, jeez. Where is this stuff coming? Oh my god, it's just way too much damage going out one spot. So we'll put this there. There it is, that's what I need. So he goes in here and it comes out there. That's just terrible. And we don't have anybody on the... Oh! We do have somebody. Okay. So it works both ways. Not only does stuff going in here come out here, but stuff going in here comes out that way. Which is the really bad thing. I'm going to put a walnut there, just so I can block whatever happens. I mean, this is kind of bad. Do this. No, I need to save some, right? Ah, that worked. Woo. Excellent. I was expecting when I saw Portal Combat, I was kind of thinking, well, I was thinking of the game Portal. That's what my mind went to first. think this is... Oh, well, we already won because we have 3 cherry bombs, which is going to mean that we can eliminate whatever comes in this last wave. Even if they come down here, we'll just blow them up. Oh, yeah, that was pretty easy. Okay, cool. So Advanced Tactics Gold, this will be just a slurry of different games. We'll switch over to Advanced Tactics Gold now. And I'll play a little bit more of that. But I will leave you guys with the Zen music of Zen Garden. Well, actually, as soon as I click off, I think that the music is going to go away. So let's switch over to my... One of these probably has some kind of technical problems. Where was I on? Doors. There, I have something. Haha, you guys can look at that while I get Advanced Tactics Gold up. Hopefully, I don't know how loud the volume is for this game. I mean, I don't use it ever. But right now, it's on. Could be really, really, really loud. Date modified, stream. Yes, so this is a continuation of what we were doing in the last stream. It sounds pretty loud to me, so if you are being deafened, I really apologize. I'm turning it down. Okay, there, it's over. So usually there's not any music in this. And that's why I don't have the volume set. But here we go, Advanced Tactics Gold. So if you've never heard of this game, well, this is just a flurry of different samplings of games. This is a hex-based war game, and it's based around World War II time frame. So it's kind of like World War II, but in a random way. You randomly generate maps. You randomly generate opponents. So you could fight Germany versus Japan if you want. Does Germany have its own? I mean, there's Germany. There's yeah, they do. Yeah, Germany, Japan. I prefer Japan because they have a morale boost to their troops, which ends up paying pretty good dividends throughout the whole game. Anyway, so in this one, I don't know who I'm even playing. What are we? We are the Kyoto. So I am playing as the Japanese. We are up against the Eastern Empire, which is probably the Russians. Could be the Russians. I mean, I think it is. Yeah, we can look at the names. Perm, Kalinin, Ruza. Yeah, so we're up against the Russians. And this is kind of an interesting thing. You could actually have a Russia versus Japan conflict in World War II. Hello, testing. Seems like the stream died for a moment there. Are we back? Stream broke for a bit. Thanks, Captain Rabbit. So I'm just going to guess that it's back up. I'm not seeing any disconnected. I did get a brief disconnected notification. Seems like it's back. Okay, yeah. Domar says it's back. Thanks. Thank you. And welcome, Frosty. Welcome, Domar. So as I was saying in the very beginning of the game, it's mostly about expanding very quickly. That's why I'm using jeeps, which are terribly combat ineffective once you get going. There's a lot of nuances to this game as far as production goes. So this is one of those rare games where you do a lot of production and it matters. Like, okay, I mean, most World War II war games, if they're at the tactical level, this is kind of in the weird, I would say this is operational level in between tactical and strategic. I would fully call, by the way, any grand strategy games like Paradox's Hearts of Iron, War in the East, War in the West, these are all grand strategy games. So they're at the strategic level. Although, you know, War in the West, War in the East, these are done at such a detailed level that you can probably still call this operational level as well. I mean, it's just the scope of the Gary Grigsby's games are just monstrous. Just huge. So good luck. I own War in the East. It's a pricey pickup, but if you want a very detailed simulation of the entire Eastern Front in World War II, you can do no better than Gary Grigsby's War in the East. Same way, I mean, I could say the same thing if you're really interested in the Pacific War. Japan versus the United States. There's a day-by-day simulator. War in the Pacific, which is probably I think that might be the longest, that might be the game which it takes the longest to play. Lots of fun multiplayer videos on that, which, you know, get to episode 10 or whatever, and they're on, like, they've gone like a month. So just the scaling of that is pretty small. Now, Advanced Tactics Gold goes month by month for rounds, but this is just all made up. In fact, the round itself is randomly generated. And as I was saying, this is operational level, so why did I want to bring that up in particular? Oh, yeah. Most games at this level, you're starting with a historical army. Like, we can think of, what was it? There's a game. Lock and Load Studios now has it. I want to say Command Ops. Command Ops 2, and this is all historical. Anything historical, you're not going to be able to buy new units, because then it becomes ahistorical. You're giving the player choices. I mean, anything you start playing becomes ahistorical unless you exactly mimic history. But usually a lot of the production choices will just destroy any real sense of history. That's why this is all totally random. We can purchase whatever we want. We can buy whatever troops we want. I'm buying trains and political points right now, so I don't know why I'm doing that. That is the one difficult point of picking up a game that's already in progress. Just trying to figure out what the hell you were doing. And probably I need to switch over to troop production now that we're starting to get we're encountering the enemy. So what I did in this is, if you can rush cities down quicker, you can see the structural is 1800 out of 2000. I'm gaining 300 per turn. When you first conquer a city, so Atsuki over here, you can see is only at 1200 out of 2000, 1500 out of 2000, and I just took over Engels a couple turns ago. This is at 1200 out of 2000. Was that the same? Yeah, I guess it was. So we can fight for these cities when they swap control, or the first person to conquer one, we have to level it up 300 points at a time until it gets to maximum, and that does scale its production rate as well. So although a normal city here is 8,000 points, we can see that this one is at 9/10, so it's at 7,200 points. So it's better to get to these things faster. That's the long way, the very short way of saying what I just said in the very long way is, the faster you get to these places, the better, because it does allow you to ramp up their point production quicker. Now, the AI does cheat. They get theirs I think they gain like 1,000 points per turn or something. So to kind of compensate for the AI's lack of knowledge about this whole ramp up system, they just do their normal AI routine where they expand slowly, which is why I was able to even conquer one of their cities. Speaking of, 1 second. Okay, I hope that situation has resolved itself. kind of has. Anyway, yeah, so we took one of their cities, and that means this. How many cities? Is it 5 per side? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 6 total, which means 1 capital, which produces 20,000, and then all the other ones produce 8,000. So 1 at 10,000, 5 at 8,000, 6 total. I am actually capturing one of their 6 production cities here, which should be a huge. If this was player versus player, it'd be almost already an insurmountable defeat. Now, it's not so bad as it seems. I don't get much production from enemy cities. You can see that I can only build non-combat things like political points and resources. So basically, you just always do political points, and you get them at such a reduced rate. So it costs 1,000 political points to get, 1,000 points, production points to get 1 political point. Use my PP, my political points, which you use basically for research, also creating new divisions and stuff like that. Anytime you need more staff. Well, staff is another thing. Man, this game is actually pretty complicated. Yeah, Dennis Avery says she speaks. I don't know if it's speaking as much as, well, she's voicing something, but probably more a complaint than anything. Okay, anyway, there's a lot of details in the production, but essentially they don't make it so snowbally that if you take over an enemy city, you immediately get all their production. This is the way a lot of games do it too. I know that Hearts of Iron, you know, if you take over enemy provinces, they give you reduced industrial capacity and stuff like that. Most games that have production try to model this somehow. Otherwise, you know, a small territory gain shifts the whole balance so significantly that things snowball out of control. This kind of dampens that a bit. That, yeah, you've lost your production, which is still the worst part, but at least they didn't really gain much. Because if I was to do production points out of here, you can see that they only cost half. So I'm getting 16 political points from 8,000 versus 5 political points from 4,800. So 5 versus 16, and this will be like, in the end, 8 versus 16. Anyway, the fact that you can't build units out of that also helps. It means that you can only, kind of capturing enemy cities only helps you in terms of resources, not in terms of actual troops. So lots of good things. Lots of ways that AI is going to cheat, but I'm just taking this time to explain things while I'm trying to figure out what my plan was. So this is the previous stream, the most recent stream on Advanced Tactics Gold. If you're trying to figure out what's going on, you can always go back and watch that. I'm sure I explained a lot of this from scratch. A lot of the stuff I just said might even be in duplicate there. But let's look at our actual forces. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Let's see what we have here. So it looks like my goal was to hold this neck. Great map, by the way. I'm sure I chose this for a good reason. That it has these choke points here, which are great for these contested battles, but it opens up after this, because this will be really compact, and basically you can have real stalemates, real World War I combat in Advanced Tactics Gold sometimes. It's one of my complaints about it is attacking to defense for normal infantry, if I just click on them, is 2-to-1. So you attack at half of what you defend. Unfortunately, that's not the whole story. You also get entrenchment bonuses, which further help. And although you also get bonuses from attacking from multiple sides beyond 2, you only get a 5% bonus from attacking from 2 spots. I think it's 15 as soon as you go up to 3, or maybe it's 10 and then 15. It gets up to 60 at the end if you surround one, to simulate attacking, being like enemies having to cover different zones rather than just one front, like actual World War I style, where you knew exactly where the enemy was coming from. You entrench, point your guns, you open fire when they come. So to simulate the flanking and all that, the maneuvering, the less combat effectiveness you have when you have to spread your units in multiple directions. There is a bonus for attacking, but if you get lodged in one of these choke points, there's no way to surround. Like if we're here, if I'm here and they're here, there's no surrounding. And in these situations, you use artillery. I mean, you use bombers. It really becomes World War I. It becomes a slugfest, but attacking is horribly inefficient. Horribly inefficient. It's really, really inefficient to attack. You just keep using artillery to obliterate their units, and then eventually, if they decide to pull back or something from artillery, it becomes artillery warfare, and that's kind of cool in its own way, right? I'm doing a lot of talking, not a lot of playing. Just make sure that we're doing okay. Stream is live. Good. All right, so let's get to it then. What am I don't know why I'm trying to produce right now not a lot of infantry. Okay, we are getting 84 rifles now and 30 staff, 8 armored cars. So I probably built a factory. I did. So we have a tank production factory. I'm not seeing any factories. They're like globally visible. So as soon as they build a factory, I should see it in the back. The AI does not have to spend points for their factories. They just get them after a certain amount of time. It's kind of scripted. Again, to simulate the fact that the AI on its own really doesn't know how to do that stuff. So probably I think the point here was definitely for me, since I started here, I raced across. I captured Engels, and I'm going to try to hold on to it for as long as possible just to deny the Russians that extra production base. Also, of course, has the benefit of adding a production base for me. And it looks like what I've done is I built armored car units. These are actually fully ready, readiness of 100. And these as well. So I have two units that either I built over here and then moved by the road, because armored cars, one armored car can carry 5 troops. They have some carrying capacity. You can see carrying capacity is 5, weight is 15. Normal infantry has a weight of 1, which means that carrying capacity of 5 means I can carry 5 riflemen. So when I see this unit, 8 and 32, this gives me the actual ability to carry 40 total rifles. But what I'd like to do is only put 4 on each, because if you lose an armored car, and you didn't lose any riflemen, well, in this case we'd be okay, but in the other case we wouldn't be. So if we lose an armored car, we'd be down to 15, and we didn't lose a rifleman. That'd be a very unusual case, but one of these guys wouldn't have to walk, which means the entire division has to walk. Of course, we move only as fast as the slowest unit. So I try to make it so that the ratio is not so unstable that if you lose one armored car, everyone is walking now. In this case, I'm sure that we'd lose at least one rifle if we lost an armored car. I mean, chances of it not happening like that are really, really small. So we would just be okay. They'd be able to keep driving away. And probably as soon as I take enough losses that I lose an armored car, this unit will be really low on readiness, and I'll pull them back from the front anyway. So let's zoom in again and look at the actual battle going on here. I think that we've done a little bit of combat yet. Let me look at the history, which might tell me something. So what happened last turn? Okay, they're pushing down here. Let's do this play. They're down here, they're over here, they're moving forward, they took this raw, they're moving over here, and it's done. So they just pushed up, there was no battles. So we can go back down here. The engineers I have here are probably to build roads, but now that I'm here, I can also build fortifications. Let's say that I can't fight them in the hills. I mean, armored cars do not fight well, as you'd imagine, in mountain terrain. Minus 50% for low mountains. They cannot even attack into high mountains because high mountains, 9,999 AP means that they cannot move there. So they cannot even attack into the high mountains. So the fact that their units have gotten here just means that they're probably going to stay there. Now, I could try to cut them off if I had a strong mobile force, which I don't quite yet. Now, because they don't have a factory, whoops, that's always been a bug with Advanced Access Gold. Sometimes pressing minus on the numpad, which should just zoom out 1 level, zooms out 2 levels. Anyway, because they don't have a tank factory, I should be outproducing them in terms of armored cars, which means that I'm going to be making a lot of armored cars, and that means in the plains we will dominate. We will dominate in the plains. We will not dominate in here, though, because they probably outnumber me in terms of riflemen significantly. Now, let's see. Did I do an attack last time? I guess I did not. Jeeps are really good after they've already been used for like very quickly capturing territory. We can also use them to scout. So you have only 50 action points left. You're not going to be able to move very far. You have 70 action points. You can move here, but you cannot attack. Looks like we're going to do an attack on this guy. His readiness seems to indicate to me even that he already was attacked, although that's why I was looking for units that aren't just 10. I assumed that. Well, can we move? We can move. So this is kind of fun. We could move forward 1 and attack, which means we surround him from 3 sides, which just gives us a bigger bonus. Now, we also have the advantage, I mean, if we're willing to do this, it's a tough thing to commit to, but if we're willing to move forward, we also have the advantage that this force to attack us would have to cross a stream. Do we have a river so I can just compare river size versus... They might all be streams in this. Yeah, I don't think there are any rivers. Looks like these are all streams. Yeah. The rivers, they basically are just slightly wider, and they don't have as much bending in them. So these are all streams. Huh, strange I didn't have a river. Anyway, the difference is just combat-wise, right? Landscape, so river, stream, 75% versus 40%. So basically, if they... what does the infantry cost? Could be different. 25%. So they'll only take a 25% penalty attacking across the stream, which is not that bad actually. And frankly, armored cars are better at attacking than defending. We can see 1300 on the attack versus 650 on the defense. So exactly the opposite of infantry. Infantry only half their attack strength. Armored cars only half their defense strength. So if they attack across, they get the 25% penalty, but we're getting effectively a 50% penalty for not attacking. Now, if we attack here, we get the minus 50% for attacking the low mountains and the minus 40% for attacking the streams. We'd just be, I think those are multiplicative, so it's not 90%. It would be, what, 1.4 is, we'd be down to 0.2. So it wouldn't be 90%, it would only be an 80% penalty, only 80%. Is it worth it? I mean, this is a large unit, 58 already, and we want to lure them out of the mountains in order to do an armored car attack on them. But I could also just kind of camp. We need to hold this road because supply is really important. So you can see that even the supply getting here, let's not do supply from some random territory. Let's do it from Kyoto. So let's do F5 now, and you can see that this is how my supply gets here. That's why it's yellow here, which is a 25% penalty. Blue is 50, and red is 75% penalty, which you really want to avoid. So the supply lines, the way the mechanic works is just beautiful. It's very easy. There's just a simple action point cost for entering different hexes, and as soon as you go beyond some limit, it transitions from 100% to 75% of the supply reaching there. It's nice. I abstract that just as the transport vehicles that need to send supply. They're going so far that they need to consume a little bit of that supply themselves. So, anyways, I need to take a quick break. So let's take for those of you who are just joining, sorry that we're going to take a break basically right when you're joining, but give me just 2 minutes to get a drink, use the restroom, and I'll be right back. And then we'll do a little bit of advanced tactics gold. So I'll be right back. Okay. Is my mic muted? Maybe not. Even a TV host gets a break. Thank you, Davis Avery. By the way, Davis, it's good to have you. Dennis Avery combined. It's Davis. In my head, at least. So, it's been fun to comment back and forth with you on the videos. Okay, let's actually pour the drink. Ah, yes, the delicious sound of sweet, high fructose corn syrup. So let's see. I think we'll do the attack just to be interesting, because although I think it's ill-advised, a lot of what comes down to, the AI in this game is so aggressive. Most of what this game comes down to is actually just waiting them out. Just endure, endure, endure. But, I mean, it's not unwise to push an advantage when you have one, and I think we do. So what I'll do is this. Gonna move my armored car north. Makes a nice little sound. Apparently Marks is up to 1920. See, obviously, they can't have 20s if it was actually repairing at 300 per turn. So what is that? It might be like some percentage. I don't know. I think it only takes them like 2 turns or 3 turns to get like fully operational though, compared to my 7 turns. Okay, so now that we're ready, we'll do the attack. In fact, we can probably bring the Jeep into the action as well. One second. Sorry about this. She wants to be involved in the stream. She doesn't even know anything. She doesn't realize what a stream is. Poor fool. Or maybe... Oh my gosh. One second. Okay, good, good. It's being handled. It's being handled. Good. Alright, by the way, we can scout a little bit with this Jeep to kind of try to figure out where they are. This would be 35 to move there. That's why it's always better not to move off the road. So the fact that this zone of control did not switch means that they are here. They're already exerting zone of control. Well, I mean, from all around this one hex, but basically that means that they're still here. So I want to move back now. And I don't know where they are. I mean, capturing this zone of control, by the way, is still important because although zone of control basically, let's see, plus 10 action points if the hex was not under your control at the beginning. Just to abstract, moving through enemy territory is slower because you have to be looking around, and if you're moving in friendly territory, marching on a road or something, you're not as worried about what's there because you assume that nothing is there. And if it's friendly territory, then, well, at least according to this game at the strategic or operational level, it's an okay assumption to make, the game says. So we don't want to lose this low road, which can give us supply. Ideally, we don't even lose the bottom road, but I do want to draw them out of the mountains. Also, we can they do lose supply eventually. They can suffer from supply overextension. So if we can cut them off, that would be great. I don't know. I'm not sure. Yes, so probably we had to build a road. That's why this engineer might be here, because we had to build road. I think we built this road even, just to get a little bit further. I probably was hoping to take marks or some of these raw materials. I mean, it worked for the oil, but they have at this point caught up. So this territory here is still unoccupied. I could put the color display on. What was the color display? Oh, it's in the settings. So hex coloring, could turn this on. Usually I have to like zoom out before it works. Did I not do this? Hex coloring. Did it not? Why is it not working? Should be coloring the hexes. I'm not sure why it's not working. Rest of the grid's working. Oh, it is. I must be... I'm purple, so it's not... Actually, it's not running mine. You can see that they're green, so it's actually just putting this green fog over it. But you can see this area is not getting the green because this is unoccupied. All right, anyways, we'll raster the grid. It's fun to look at the map without the grid raster. It makes it feel real. But in order to actually calculate things very precisely, it's kind of nice to see the grid. So, all right, so we talked a lot about this attack. 19 rifles versus 20 plus 16, 36. So we have the 2-to-1 ratio even without the armored cars. The armored cars are just going to slaughter. And this is very low readiness as well. So I'm okay doing this. And we're going to just do it from all. I'm not going to involve the Jeep because the Jeep is not really a good I mean, it's better, I think, on the offense than it is on the defense. Yeah, 45, 30. But it's very low hit points, and it's pretty expensive to lose. I'd rather have them as scouting options, I think. I may change my mind later in the game. But okay, let's just do the attack from all 3 hexes. 20% concentric bonus. You get 100 for your attack stack. This is like, there's a modifier for each of these, which gives them like an attack weight, which means that how much frontage they are going to take up. Our armor cars take up a lot. I think it's, so we have 4, it might be 10. Yeah, no. 5 each. It's probably 5 each. So we have 36, which is 1 per infantry. And then we're left with 20, and that's divided by 4. It means 5 per armor car. So you can't attack. This is part of the problem with these hexes down here. You can't attack with too much of a force if there's not enough frontage, they basically model, to attack in a choke point from 2 to 1. You only have 100 available, which means 100 infantry, which may seem like a lot right now, but it gets to be like nothing later in the game. Or it could only be as many as 20 armored cars. That's it. It's the limit. You just get 20 armored cars in that attack, even if it's 10 in each hex. Doesn't matter. So attacking from 1 hex is the same as attacking from 2. You only get this like 5% concentric bonus, as I was saying. So yeah. Anyway, it's a lot of gab. Let's get to the actual. Oh my God, it's loud. Holy moly. We took 1 casualty, had 1 person retreat, but they, on the other hand, took much greater casualties. So let me turn down the volume for myself, because just, my God, I'm deafened. Let me know how the sound was there, by the way, the sound effects for the machine gun. Dunkonia217 says, was away from the stream for a bit, but this game looks interesting. What is it? This is Advanced Tactics Gold. One of my favorite games of all time. So I always recommend people to get this game. It's a little bit difficult to pick up, but once you learn it, it's just amazing. It's a lot of fun. Okay, so what did we have here? 34 in the attack. We lost 1, unfortunately, and 1 did retreat. That just means that he didn't... the retreating thing means readiness loss. He lost enough readiness. So this whatever the unit is that had this guy retreat will be lower readiness. And everyone loses a bit of readiness, but the retreating means he probably lost a lot more. Now, on the other hand, we lost 1, but on the other hand, they lost 11. So that's good. 11-to-1 ratio. It's pretty effective. We pushed them out of the territory. We have to decide as well, by the way, the fact that when we moved up from here to here and took this hex means that they can't have anybody in any of these 3 hexes because, or in this one, I mean, they can't be in any of these surrounding hexes. Otherwise, their zone of control would have, I mean, we'd see them if they were here, obviously, because actually armored cars have another great thing that their recon points are pretty good, 10 versus 1 for normal infantry. Jeeps, this is the great thing about them, is that their recon points are 25 per, which is the highest in the game. Highest, I think, in the game. For ground units, you can get more from I don't remember what air units, if there's a, yeah, there's a recon plane, I think. Anyway, so the fact that we conquered this territory means that there's nobody in these surrounding 3 hexes, and we would have seen them if they were here, so they're not there either. Which means that we can use this information to know that they're not pushing down this main road very quickly. So they really have thrust south of Marks, but they are not pushing down the main valley. And we can see it really like, this really is a valley. Excuse me real fast, let me go back, unrest to the grid. We can see that this is a farmland valley in between a stream and some hills, mountains even, and another mountain over here. There's just a little narrow valley, and that's where our armor is pushing up. So it kind of makes sense if they have infantry that they would want to stick to the rough terrain. Not that they knew that I had armor cars, but if you don't have any, highly mobile vehicles yourself, your infantry will still move slower through the mountains, through the hills, but they'll be better protected. So, even part of me wonders if we can squeeze this guy. They have like 2 turns of supply. This one has slightly less, probably because, oh, he lost a guy. Okay, he lost a guy. So this is the unit that took the defeat. But you can see their readiness is actually still at 100, so that one rifleman just got really unlucky. And and both of these guys are at 95, so we don't know who actually was the unit that retreated, because they're at the same readiness. But yeah, so the question is, do we want to move somewhere with our armored car? He only has 25 action points left, so we can move him here for free, because the action points needed to enter were expended upon the attack. But I don't think we really want to move there. I don't see a benefit. We want to lure them out of the mountains again. We still want to lure them. So I'm considering actually retreating back, which is essentially to shore up our positions. Whoops. I clicked, but I'm not... There's no undo, by the way. I did not mean to click that there, but in the end, I'm actually pretty okay with it. We may end up trying to pull out and forcing them to defend. We could make a line here. If we put a fort right here, which this engineer could do for us, we could defend an urban, non-urban, fort, and, well, okay, 2 flat. Okay, urban, flat, fort, flat. If we can defend in these 2 places mainly, and then tuck the other 2 to the side, this one can only be attacked from here. This one can only be attacked from here. We're forcing them to fight just outside of the mountains. And that's good because if we counterattack, first of all, we have a lot of surface area. If they are in this hex, we can attack them from, well, I guess just 2. If they're in this hex, we can attack from 3. Unfortunately, this hex can be attacked from 4 sides, depending. I guess we could defend here as well. We could defend like that. That one could be attacked from 3. No, we'll have to defend like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's rough. That means a open hex can be attacked from 3 sides. So you really have to kind of calculate where your line will be. It's good for this one to be able to be attacked from 3 sides, but not from 4. However, if we don't make it attack from 4, we have to take this spot, which means this one can be attacked from 3, and it's an open. This one can be attacked from 3 if we don't defend that. That one seems like maybe we can just put some really strong defensive units in this area and then hope it holds against a 4-sided attack. This is the beautiful thing about this game, is it really makes you think. I'm way ahead of ourselves. I am way ahead of ourselves. I don't know if that makes sense. I am getting way ahead of myself, or we are getting way ahead of ourselves. But I'm trying to think where I want to fall back to. I think for now we'll leave these positions. Actually, I'm going to retreat this unit if it can be retreated, and it can. Actually, it could move here and still attack because it hasn't moved. This one probably also can, yeah. And if we did that, this unit would be... This is only like 5 guys left already. It's already the unit that we were just murdering. We probably would end up killing most... it's only going to be like 4 or 5 guys left anyway, so let's forget it. We probably want to move back. First of all, I don't want my engineers in the fight. These are pretty expensive units to produce. And yeah, I don't think we want them in the fight. However, we also have these guys which can move. But we need to... Can either of these guys get into the mountains? If they could get anywhere in the mountains, I'd be completely okay. Alright. They're not going to be able to move across and attack here, I don't think, because this will be enemy territory. Let's see how much it costs for them to move into the low mountains. 40. So they have 100 action points to start. It's going to be 40 plus 10 to move here, because I control it. Then they're going to need, it looks like they can do it, but it's also a 10-point penalty if you move into zone of control, right? Let's see. Basically, I can move here. This would cost me 50. And how much would it be to attack? I wish I knew. It won't tell me. So I think it's 10 extra for zone of control as well. I'm pretty sure. In which case it's 60 to move here. And although normally to move in it's just 30 to move into open areas, it would be 40. They could do it. I'm mapping this all out because I don't want to move my engineers back here or my jeeps even back here and have them able to be attacked. That would be devastating. So I actually have to probably spread out these armored cars like here and here to prevent them from cutting off my supply line. Oh, it's not really my supply line. Our supplies will divert to the south, but let me check chat real fast, which this is full screen, so it's hard to see. Do you want that oil above them? This oil, well, of course I want it, but it's a very low priority. Right now, it's early on enough that you can see our oil is going up by 2,000. This does not show, I should have actually shown you how much moving and attacking does, but I think it's somewhere in here. Yeah. Fuel for moving per armored car is 5 per hex and 20 for the attack. So that's just to say that these are moving, I mean, these are using up fuel. So we had one guy, they moved, 4 of them moved into here, which is 20, and then it was what? 15 for the attack? I cannot remember. 20. So 24, it was 20 to move and then 80 for the attack and then another 20 to move back here. So we we used. It was not a waste, it was good. But we used 120 oil this turn. You can see that's not very significant. But these guys have to move now as well, which is going to take more oil. Now also, do we have, what? We have 82 rifles and 8 armored cars available for deployment. That's good to know. That's good to know. Because we're going to want to reinforce this area. This is the problem with this game, though. And when I record this game for like series on the channel, I usually spent the first 30 minutes before I even hit record mapping out what I would do on a given turn, because the number of, like, the combinations of actions you can take are just too many. So let's move somewhere else, which is another way of not really caring about what's going on. Let's build a road here. It's probably what I wanted to do. 202. We don't want to go any lower than 160. This is just to get supply to propagate all the way over here. This road's already doing that, but now we can probably connect these two. Might as well. This one might be wanting to go north, but now that we're here, that's already enough to give us supply. This is 80 action points. You can see right here. Well, you probably can't. It's so tiny. Oh my gosh, I just realized we're playing this. Oh my gosh. How is... Okay, it looks okay. You guys probably can't see anything of the text just because my monitor is 1440 and that's being downscaled to 1080. And this game already has tiny text. So just let me know what you need to see. This is 117, this is 202, this is minus 160, plus 160. We're at like 12,300. This is plus 2,000. That's why I'm not worried too much about oil expenditures right now. Another thing I just thought about though is we gotta, maybe we should kind of defend from the west. Okay, I think I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna give up this road. I'm going to move people just south. An engineer, I'm going to move him back. They cannot get to me here, thankfully. So he's built all the roads we need to build. Let's move him back. I will move my 8 here. And this guy I will move... Don't want these guys to get cut off. Probably I should move him... Oh, let's turn on... Now that I'm done explaining the valley and the mountains and plains over here with the city, and anyway, let's turn on the raster grid again just to help me with my movement calculations. So I think we want to defend here, which is going to prevent them from coming out of the mountains. Yeah, so I think this guy moves back. The Jeep probably can stay. It really doesn't help much in terms of defense, but it helps a little. Like 30 is basically just an infantry unit. So this adds like effectively 2 riflemen to this. I'm not going to move this guy out of the mountains, but they have horses, which I'd like to transfer out. Because horses are valuable. Like I need to get 2 of these horses over to these engineers, which means I'll probably have to create a new division card, which does cost political points, but you know, we would need it anyway, right? And I don't think I have any... Let me look at the list. I'm pretty sure I only have 1, yeah. I only have Supreme Headquarters right now. Wait, why did that not work? Oh, select HQ. Wait. HQ. What? Supreme. I don't know what was going on with that, but it worked, I think. This has headquarters of this guy, right? Oh, it's already the HQ. Okay, great. So, good. We can't set it twice. I see. I'm going to transfer the 4 horses. They will lose 75... sorry, they will go down to 75 readiness. Which is okay, though, because these are not combat units anyway. 0 combat value. So they're just to get these guys to move a bit faster. I'm using them as a transport. I don't want them to be involved in combat, so I know I want to move 2 down here to transfer to the engineers, and then I'll have 2 ready to go. So transfer 2 immediately to the engineers. And even though that's going to slow down the engineers because the readiness is only at 56, again, 75% times, you know, squared times 75 is now down to 56. Is that math right? Yep, 56. Had to make sure. Didn't want to say something wrong. Oh, and Captain Rabbit says, yeah, I can see the text. Well, that's good. Then we have another 2 horses, which will go to either ferrying troops, or I can leave them here. I don't know what to do with those yet. They probably should go to another set of engineers. These already have horses, these don't, so that's where they should go. But I kind of want to leave the card, I mean the division card. Actually, as soon as they get to their target, we can move a blank division card since it's just like an organizational, it's like a piece of paper saying that it exists. And we can write down on that piece of paper where they are, no matter where they are. So we can move a blank division card anywhere you want on the map. Putting units into it is what causes it to like have some substance. Of course, it did cost us 1 political point, and if a blank unit is attacked, it's destroyed. So you don't want to just put these blank units on the front, but I don't know who would do that anyway. So probably want to move this one over to here, get them to merge, use the blink infantry, division card to get for some other new unit eventually. Let's do that. And I hope, by the way, I'm not producing any more horses. No, we're on to trains. 0 horses. Very good. Because I think we have enough. You've already moved a fair amount, but if somebody was here, they could move and it'd be 40, and then they could move. It's possible somebody's there. I think that they're here, which would give them these hexes. So why take the risk though? Let's move him back one more. And again, as I kind of already mentioned, I would probably do, let's move this guy over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so it is 50 for both of these. You can see movement cost 50 or 50 because it's 5 this way or 5 this way. And it's 10 per railroad/road hex. Railroad and road just means main venue or main avenue of transportation. I think we'll move here. Makes more sense. Protect the north. I want to lure them out of the hills, but I want to be in position to counterattack immediately. All right, so let's grab some of the people we have over here, and we'll probably create some new divisions. Oh, okay. So it's a pretty small map. We only have 2 zooms that we need to use. So let's put the new unit here, I think. Another thing we can do, by the way, how many we have 36,000 in rail capacity, which is good. It's good to see. We've been neglecting the north. Before I decide where to move people, I think what I wanted this engineer to do, he doesn't have enough engineering points for this yet. I'm pretty sure, but we want to end up building fortifications here. And then our main push will be in the south. We'll basically just plan to hold both of these. This will be World War I, this will be World War I, and then we'll plan, I'm not even sure we'll hold this, but if we're close enough to this city, we can also use that for bombing missions eventually with fighters and bombers. Gonna lose this oil, but it wasn't supposed to be ours to begin with. I'm pretty sure that that's probably in the balance of the map, one of the Russian numbers. And I think that this should be a fortress, 150 engineering points. Fortification is 300 for the fortress, which would be better. Takes a lot of supply. I think that political point, for every reason, we'll probably just build just not a fortress. And yeah, so we need to wait one more turn to have enough engineering points to do that. Which means I think we do a slow withdrawal over here. It was nice that we held on to this oil for one last turn, but it's not to be. Let's do this. This. So he can move by the road. Do they move any faster? I don't think so. Road 30, yeah, so they don't. So this is going to be 40. This will be an additional 50 because it's 40 plus the 10 for zone of control. They can only move 2 spots. We're okay here. I don't know what we'll do next turn. We'll have the fortification so we can actually retreat. So, note to self, we need more than just the 5 rifles we have here. And I think what we'll do is move this guy forward here. And let's give him a bunch of troops, because we do not want them breaking out. We're going to transfer some troops. Probably, what do we have in this army? We have 30. It's a good question what size you want to work with. So obviously working with numbers which easily are compatible with 100 and 150 are good, which means either 25 or 50. Let's work with 50. I think let's work with 50 on the top. Which means actually I want to move, I actually want to move, I have 5 here and 35 here, so I actually want to move 65 in here. It's a lot. It's not going to take up all my rail capacity. It's mostly going to take up all my infantry. Okay, good. So we move 65 up there, do the transfer. So this is now a unit of 70 rifles, of which 20 are destined for this division. So the 12th Division and the 4th Division, they're going to hold the line up here. We'll probably want more. We'll probably want 100 per hex eventually, but I'm going to hope that 50 is enough for now. Okay. Still don't know what I'm trying to do here. Like, what makes sense to me is to hold here. Oh, yeah. Hold these 3 hexes against these 2. Yes. We don't need a road into here because we already have supply. So this guy's probably going to get enough to build a fortress here because, I mean, this would just make this area completely unstoppable. And this is going to be really easy for us to contest. I mean, unfortunately, it won't have... We won't be able to attack it without crossing a stream for some of our areas. But again, this will just be another World War I slugfest, so I'm not going to worry about it. What we might want to do is start upgrading some of our RAWs and some of our... Like, is this level 2 yet? This is level 1. Let's just start moving towards and doing that. Yeah, let's do that. We'll upgrade the raw when these guys have enough engineering points. I don't think we need a road. Do we really need a fortress here? It's already a forest with a stream. It's pretty well defended. I think we don't need it. I'm gonna leave the Jeep here. In fact, we'll put the Jeep up here. Just so we can scout better. You know what? Scouting is best here. But we need to make sure that if they move through, I think that they're there. They could be here. I don't know. We just need some defense, right? So we'll move more men this way eventually. I see. So these guys are moving down the road trying to get to the front. And that's it. That's all of our forces in the rear lines. We basically have some engineers, which makes sense, and then we have some riflemen catching up. And, oh yeah, I used some Jeeps, it looks like, to carry 10 riflemen, because you can do that too. You know, if you don't have enough supply or transport capacity, which that's what these trains are for. We have 18. I think we're building more trains we probably don't need anymore. Once I start seeing us... We still have 20,000 left after dumping like 60 troops over here, 65. But then again, it's nice to be able to transport directly. So let's build a new unit card. I think here. And select this. Okay, good. Now if I transfer units, it's nice to be able to transfer armored cars directly. Cost 3,300 per. So I mean, I surprisingly actually can do this. I can move 4 and another 16 for these guys, which is almost all of them. And I still have 3,000 left over. This is great. So we are actually able to create another armored car division. By the way, if you like NATO icons, which I definitely do myself, we can actually create division types. SFQ. Subformation model design. Is that this? No, that's not it. Can't remember where it is. I thought it was this. We have to create the new models. Gosh, it's been a long time and I can't remember where I create new things from. Okay, this is F3, F2, F4 is history. How do I create? I thought it was this. Toe. Need to create toes. Table of Equipment. Hey, there it is, model designer. Okay, let's add a unit. So we're definitely sticking with, I mean, we've obviously, we like a particular template so far. Let's call these Armored Scouts. Armored Recon. Which is going to be my armored cars. So armored cars are going to be, let's change this. The type is going to be armored car. And we're going to have 4 of those. Then we will add a rifleman. Oh, it's actually rifleman. That's perfect, yes. And we'll set 16 of those. So this is already, we've already seen it being a template. Now let's go ahead and give it a NATO icon. I think I will use the armored with a slash. That is probably exactly what I want. I think this is exactly the correct NATO, which is cool. I mean, oh, no, we're fine with, damn it. We're fine with it. Not cancel as in blank, but cancel as in leave it. So return, yes, this just means that if you have more than 4, if we have 5, do we return them to the next highest HQ? Answer is yes. They have some stats for you here. You can see that it can carry 20 land, which we're carrying 16 of. The weight is 16, 76. Basically, the weight of what we're carrying is 16. 76 is the total. The movement type is wheel because all of our infantry are being carried on the armored cars, so it doesn't have to use foot. And supply usage. Oh dear. We're having some problems. Technical difficulties. Stay tuned. Is it working? Steam broke again. Captain Rabbit. So that means, is it back? I'll wait. Right in the middle of my beautiful table of organization and equipment designer tutorial, which I already have a tutorial for this game. It's a great game. Very, very, very good game. Highly recommended to everyone. And fixed. Okay, good. So anyways, we have this 4 armored car, 16 riflemen. I was just explaining these little things that apparently got cut off. I wonder how this will work when I try to post this, because it's already been cut off twice. I have been having a few internet problems, so I just apologize for that. Anyway, I think everything's good here. NATO 2, what does this even mean? None. Cancel. Undo. Oh, okay, so we can add something for NATO 2, but I want to not add anything. How about that? Can you let me not add anything? Well, I guess I could select the same darn thing, and it should work. Okay, I'll do that. So my armored recon. That's going to be it. There's my armored recon. So now I can go to these types, and you're already modeled armored recon, but I can change you to be armored recon. And there it is, first armored recon. I don't want to set you to armored recon because you're not actually, you're a double armored recon. I'll have to split you. I can split them right away though. Let's change this one to armored recon. Second, let's divide this one. Let's do it. A new formation. I have to get a new HQ closer to these guys so they don't suffer that big out of HQ penalty. But let's do half. Half. That's good. And then we assign both of these to be the third and the fourth armored recon. Hooray! We have NATO icons in. So you can do it this way. I think there's an option to put NATO icons in without doing this, the toe, the model stuff. In multiplayer, it's useful not to do this, unfortunately, because the enemy actually sees your toes. I think. I'm pretty sure. I played. I should have known. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that I saw it. I can't remember. I did a multiplayer game of Advanced Tactics Gold. It's actually even on the channel. It was a series, but that was a lot of fun. Okay, anyway, so I'm probably gonna have to wrap the stream up. So we didn't do anything. Let's at least finish one turn, right? Down here, we're done-ish there. We just need to move the rest of these troops out, which is only 7 jeeps and a rifleman. I think most of the jeeps, I mean, we have 5 jeeps here. We have 2 jeeps here, which is good, probably enough for recon. We have 2 jeeps here, which is probably also enough for recon. So I don't know where else these jeeps should go. And we have 4 armored cars that we don't have enough points to move. So what I'm going to do for these is move them out by hand. So move here, take the 1 rifleman with you. Yes. And now this, I can actually set this as the armored recon, and it will automatically start drawing enough to fit its template, which means 4 and 16. So at the start of next turn, this will probably actually have 16 already ready, because it will automatically get them. Now, the downside with that is the readiness will be lowered and I'll have less action points to move, but you don't really want an unready unit to be hitting the front anyway. So you can see experience is 10. Even units that I had who haven't been in any combat, they're at 25, and I think you stabilize at like 30. So some of these units are really weak. So it goes from, it looks like it goes from 10 to 20 to 25 on the next turn, and then like some decaying exponential all the way up to 30 or so. So once you get into combat, these guys are not 38, 25. I mean, so they're 41. I mean, these are veterans. And experience plays a strong role in the game. So that's not trivial. Scout a lot behind their lines, Dennis Avery says. Yeah, so this game is at such a high level that scouting movements behind enemy lines are really divisional movements. So that'd be like thousands of people, quote unquote, scouting behind enemy lines. What we see, like this information that we see, is effectively this Jeep scouting a large distance. So that's what this recon point translates to, is it expands in a radius from this hex a little bit here, so a lot here and all of these, and a little bit less 2 hexes away. And that's just the abstraction of this Jeep actually moving around away from just being in this hex and looking around and feeling out where the enemy is. So the scouting behind enemy lines is abstracted into your recon points. So, but yeah, I love to think about it that way because it makes this game more immersive. I mean, I'd like to think like, yeah, we spotted some on the hills here. We know a huge push is coming through this mountain. We've decided we're going to try to hold only the mouth of this valley, and then we're going to invite them off the hills to fight them with our armored recon. Great. Whew. All right, so the last thing we have to do before we end the turn is decide on using some of our resources for production and for research and stuff like that. I don't know if we should do any research yet. Basically, the thing that I ended up going with armored cars instead of light tanks. We would have had to wait a while to get the political points needed for tanks, but they are definitely better. Well, in particular, they are better against armored cars than armored cars. Actually, I should say a light tank is really good against an armored car, but an armored car against another armored car is about fine. It's just anytime light tanks come into the mix, armored cars are toast. So it's kind of this game of if you have to choose between one or the other, it comes down to what you're fighting. If the enemy only has infantry, go armored cars. If they have armored cars, you could go either armored cars if you mainly want to kill their infantry and you're okay going blow for blow with their against their armored cars, or you could get light tanks if you're less interested in killing their infantry because the light tanks cost twice as much as an armored car. So fun little decision games in the production. I think we don't need this many tanks. I'm kind of trying to get more riflemen. I think we need more riflemen, so we'll just get 2 more tanks, get those. We're getting a whole bunch of riflemen from Atsuki. Kyoto is our capital. Our tank factory is producing armored cars. It could produce Jeeps, but why? Why produce Jeeps, right? That's actually probably why we have so many Jeeps left over in our main capital here, because we had a tank factory going that probably couldn't even build armored cars at first until we researched that. I start from Stone Age, quote unquote Stone Age start, which means that you have to research everything in order to have it. Otherwise, armored cars, machine guns, all these things we'd already have. Which, by the way, should be my next thing. Oh, I already have machine guns. Okay, good. Machine guns 2 will probably be my next research then, because we're going to start making our machine gunners better. Should I then start getting machine guns? Well, yes. I think that's a... Who wants to be my machine gun production group? I think this group is going to be my machine gun production group. So we get 16, I think that's exactly, so 4,000 divided by 250, yeah, is 16. So we get 16 machine guns per turn now from this Kagoshima. And these do cost some raw. So our raw is now minus 136 plus 160. Part of the reason why the raw is not as negative, it was minus 160 to start, is we took off the trains. The trains are very expensive in terms of raws. 20 per. So we lessened our raw demand by 40, I think, from this, but increased it by 16, which is from the machine guns for a net benefit of 24. Okay, so that's sensible to me. How else do we want to min-max this? Political points wise, and just anytime you can, you want to wring out political points. It's at the cost of riflemen, though, so we have to be careful. How's our our staff status? We have 92 staff. We have a staff ratio of 125, which is good, which means we can cut down on our staff production slightly. Yeah, we're producing 30 here. We're producing 0 here. So we're just producing 30. Okay, we can probably... We're going to produce a lot of other stuff, though, so we're going to need more staff. Okay, good. So the number is... I don't like... there's a leftover thing, which records fractions. I prefer to just do whole units. So we'll just get, like, maybe 18 more staff, and then with the remainder, we'll get a few more infantry. 12 more. So I guess staff cost 100 and riflemen cost 100, so it's a 1-to-1 ratio of which... What do we want? Do we want more of this? Do we want more of that? Supply-wise, how are we doing? We're at 8,300, 8,400 basically in the stockpile, and we're sending out about 1,000. So that's okay. We don't need to produce too much supply. It's better to produce as much supply as you can when it's available, because then you're essentially saving the the production points for better technology units, like tanks. If we wanted to wait and actually build like tanks next turn, it's better to build supply now, which means less supply we have to build later, which is more points we can use for light tanks. So a little bit maxy, but okay. So Dennis Avery asked, tanks are better for open ground and not mountains? Absolutely correct. So, tanks do not perform very well. Neither do armored cars in mountainous terrain. Just line of sight stuff. You can think about the closer infantry can get to tanks unseen, the more dangerous it is for tanks. So forest, for the same reason, are bad for tanks, but a little bit better. At least I think, what is it? What's the penalty for fighting in the forest? 50%. Yep. So actually low mountains and forest are the same. Minus 50%. But, you know, if infantry can hide from you, if it's open field, it's just like, what are you going to do when a tank comes? It's just probably lay down and pray. But if you have trees you can hide behind, or mountainous terrain you can hide behind, it's just a lot worse for the tank. And tanks are not very maneuverable. It's the driver has to choose whether or not he's going to, be turned out, or even just trying to see in his small little window. Very difficult. So, okay, I'm trying to think what else we need to do. This is what this game does to you. It always makes you so concerned that you're forgetting something really important. But this is just a stream, so we'll just go with it. We'll end the turn and see what happens. Hopefully nothing too terrible. Okay, here they go. So they did advance into the open. Woo! They advanced. And there is the beginning of the turn. Call to arms, really, it should be, because we are definitely... So oil is up from 12,000, which is basically where it ended, to 13,400. So we're gaining a bit. And we're going to have to attack this turn, I'm telling you. Let's do the simple stuff. We can move these guys forward. You can see, there they are, 16 riflemen, completely fitted out, thanks to them being a specific model, this armored recon group. Perfect. Go ahead and move forward. And the mounted horses group can also move forward. I should have, that was really stupid, I should have just transferred them. This movement by horse is not efficient. We have enough trains now that we don't need to do that anymore. So they pushed up all the way in all of these places. That's a little surprising. I wasn't expecting them to do this. So I might have to build a road here and build a new division there, which is going to be... It's going to have to withstand an attack fresh. Woo! Not good. Not good. Start running these horses out of here. We know that we want to do that. We have so many units who can attack this guy. Oh my gosh, he's so dead. We can attack him from all sides, which is the great thing. And then we basically have to pull everyone back. Fall back. Retreat. Yeah, we're going to give up this entire thing, although this is really interesting. They didn't take this. Their territory, like this hex, is not gone to theirs. It'd be fun to like save the game and see where exactly their units are. The closest they can be is here. Could we just march? Is this like a forward push, which is extreme? The AI is really aggressive. Can we really afford, though? Oh, if this guy, he would have gotten... let's make him into Armored Recon as well. Can we afford to send this guy all the way over to Marks? $20. And then it'll take another 20 to come back. So it'll be 20 and 20. That's 40. Then he actually still has enough movement points after that. Just trying to figure this out. We can move forward here and just to use that as a scouting opportunity. They are armored recon after all. Wow, so it moved this way, which means, I mean, we can see that they have units in the oil. This is what armored recon is doing. We're scouting behind enemy lines. And we can still move all the way back. In fact, we can still even attack from here. But the really amazing thing is they don't have any unit. I mean, I'm extremely curious. It's going to be 10 action points to move here, which means it's going to be 20. And then we'll have enough to move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We can move 6 back down to here. So we could do it. We can actually push over here and see what's there. It means that we won't be able to engage in this attack, but let's see. We have 20 here, 20 here, 20 here. Okay, we won't actually be able to engage in this attack, which is kind of a negative. It's a really minor negative, though. So you can go here, cheap, for scouting. That means that basically, I mean, the fact that this isn't changed means there's a unit here, which we already know. Okay, we can actually force this. We can do this, which is going to cost 30. I did this first so I can scout, but also knowing I can retreat, and this zone of control is now ours for their turn. Which means that for their turn, that they have to go through enemy territory here. It's an extra 10 action points. We're just slowing them down a bit. They'll move 2. They're going to move 2 whether or not I had done this, but if they had anything armored or something like that, they would only have been able to move. That would actually have an impact. This is not going to have an impact. Okay, so let's back up. And what do we do with this? I mean, this is the interesting thing. Let's probe. Okay, now that this didn't move, we know there's people in marks. Okay, so that's fine. We can still get all the way back down here, which I think is where we're going to end up forcing our defense. What I probably ought to do is move this guy down and merge these two infantry into one. Okay, let's do that. And I can actually add another table design, model designer, there it is. So we have armored recon. Let's also just set infantry. Infantry. Let's be normal infantry. It's going to get the normal infantry logo, which is not the first thing on the, surprisingly. Here it is. Why is it? It's kind of a weird location for it to be here. We'll put it here. So this is just going to be 50. And then we'll have like a heavy infantry or like a machine gun group, which will be like 40 and 10, something like that. 40 riflemen, 10 machine gun. Because machine guns are really good in defense, but you need to pad them with riflemen to kind of like absorb the blow. To like act as like human shields to protect your riflemen. You don't want a group of like 50 machine guns straight. So anyways, we have infantry now. So we can get this guy to be an infantry group. Our first infantry. And this we can strategically deploy wherever we want because it's free, it's empty. So it takes 0 to move this thing. We'll move it over here because that's probably what I'll make a new division eventually. You are also going to be infantry. A little more difficult for us to get to that guy. He has to go through here, all the way to the rail for the supplies. Yeah, it's fine though. It's worth it. And what I'm going to do eventually is make these guys scout units. So this is not armored recon. This is full recon. Let's make another one as well. It's fun, right? Making the tow is one of my favorite things in this game. So let's do the set type as Jeep. Add formation, set this one as rifle, it's perfect. I like to do 2 and 2. So rifle plus a couple people just in case they get caught. So 2, 2. What do we call this? I don't even know. What should it be? Probably it's not, I don't think I'm going to use cavalry, so this is probably what I need it to be, is just recon. It is recon. It's pure recon. But is there another icon which is more appropriate? Possibly. Maybe we can do this. Put this below and this above. Does that work? Yeah, we have wheels on our recon. Sweet. That's perfect. It worked. A Jeep. I probably could do text too. Jeep. So it's basically just a Jeep, right? But it has 2 riflemen. And the Jeeps, by the way, I didn't mention this, but they have carrying capacity of 2 each. So I'm going to put 2 riflemen, which means if we lose 1 Jeep, this thing can still take both of the riflemen out of there. Okay, so this will be called... it's just a Jeep. It's a Jeep scouting unit. Like non-combat recon. Help me out, chat. God, what would this be called? Scouts. I guess it's Scouts. Just call it Scouts. Okay, good. And close that. So now I can make all these different things. Just a bunch of first Scouts, second Scouts. And it's going to show up as Jeep, which I like. Scouts, second Scouts. And I have a bunch of them rolling in here. Could divide this into multiple different groups. This was mainly just to get infantry to the front quickly. So probably what I'll do is move this guy here, offload his Jeeps into this, because the Jeeps don't need high combat readiness. I don't need them to be in combat. Okay, so now we want our fortification here, if I'm not mistaken, right? We do, because we need to hold that at all costs. So go here, you have 80 engineering points, we're going to wait. We actually need to wait quite a while, unfortunately, to have enough. But isn't it cool now that we have Jeeps, icons, NATO icons, everything's just looking a whole lot nicer. Mobile recon, yeah, I was thinking about mobile recon, but basically mobile recon is armored recon. You know what? It might be mobile recon. No, I think, see, to me, mobile recon is with half tracks or Jeep trucks. Well, I guess Jeeps. Yeah, maybe it is mobile recon. Well, we're gonna call it scouts. I already did it. So we'll just leave it at that. Like I frankly don't know what it would be. So. All right, up here we have the same situation going on. We move here. Actually, this is gonna be a little bit weird. I'm gonna move this guy here. I'm gonna move this guy here, which is weird. Not sure I want to do that actually. Let's get these guys to be scouts as well. So that just means that they're gonna draw 2 infantry each. This guy should be infantry. This guy should be infantry. And the cool thing about this tow, the reason why it's so nice, is that it'll automatically start resupplying these units with people in the front. Now the bad thing is, it does it automatically without asking you where, if you don't have enough infantry, which we won't, enough riflemen, it doesn't ask you where you want to send them. It just chooses to send them equally to all places. And maybe you want to prioritize someplace, you should then deactivate like automatic resupply, and you should just do it yourself. But I'm going to do this one by scratch. So can you move 40? And then it's 40 to move there. Damn it. So the problem is if we move here, we cannot move there. So what I need to do is probably move this guy back. He's going to lose his entrenchment, which is what I didn't want. But I have to do this. They have to meet here so that they can divide their people accordingly. So now they both have 70 action points. Less readiness is going to go north because it's a little bit less important. And the full readiness group, the one with 70 originally, is going to move here. So that's it. That's what how we're going to have to defend. And we're defending against 48, so having 50 should be okay. We'll probably end up pulling these Jeeps back. In fact, we might just do that right now. Oh, we can actually move here, 40. And then it would be 25. No, it would be 35 to move here. 40, 35, 75. So technically we move here, and then we move here. So it's 40, it's 35, which is 75, and then 25. Okay, so let's do it. I did the math like 4 times in my head. So we should have 25 movement points, 30 action points, perfect, just enough. We did this just to slow these guys down a bit. And I guess this won't matter if we do it here, but we can just a waste of fuel to do that, but we've done it. Okay, good. Since we're going to try to hold the line here anyway, we're fine being here. It just buys us one more turn. You know, there's actually something to be said about holding the line here, because then we'll have 3 hexes versus their 2. But no, let's not give up too much ground. Let's only give up, like, it makes sense not to hold here. It makes sense to hold here because then they won't have 3 hexes, but let's just hold right in the middle. Also 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we don't want to hold any further than this because 5 away is the distance our dive bombers can go to strike. And assuming they eventually have artillery, tanks, all these things, we're going to want our bombers to be in range. Whoo-wee! So let's do this attack, and then I really am going to save this stream, call it to a close for the day. Dennis Avery asks, are there any artillery units? Yes, definitely yes. Huge amount, in fact. Lots of artillery. It becomes extremely important. As I was already mentioning, it's just really important. So anyway, let's just do this, and then we'll wrap the stream up. So let's do our attack. We're going to do that. Let's move the 4th down. I like it now that we can call them names. Move the 4th down here. Move the 1st over here. Oh, we can attack from all angles. Well, why not? Move the 1st over here. They're actually a little bit low on readiness, but I think we'll still do it. Oh, they can't attack, but the Jeep can. Yeah, let's do it, just to give us even more sides of surroundment. And the 2nd can also attack? Amazing. You can still move there. Yeah, yeah, okay, so we have to do it this way. Let's look at how much points we have, 114. So yeah, well, this guy can go into the attack as well. Just give him experience, why not? The more overwhelming it is, the better. Should be. They're at readiness of 82, so not quite 100%, but they're going to do some damage, I have a feeling. Ooh, holy cow. Boy, that was a slaughter. And yeah, we would expect it to be. It was almost as many armored car regiments as it was infantry regiments. And then we also had our infantry on top of that. So we just massacred them. We had 64 riflemen, 16 armored cars, 2 jeeps. In the end, 34 their initial, 30 are dead. Only 4 made it out. And we saw that almost all of them died in the first round. It was just, wow, brutal. Readiness at the end down to 2. Just brutal. So we'll move in this unit as well. Yeah, we'll hold for a little bit. We'll wait. And actually the recon that these guys are now providing shows us that there's a lot of people in the raw over here. So we'll get this unit to actually move here. And we'll keep this one here. And yeah, we'll just hope that they can move here. This is fine, but I just don't want them to attack my engineers. So maybe we just build units right here instead. We can just force some kind of defense into this. Yeah, to transfer, that's right, transfer. So this will use my rail capacity. So what do we want to put here? Let's just, well, I mean, we can do it this way. Do the transfer exactly as we want, and we can call this another armored recon, which is great. 7th already. We've got plenty of armored recon. Hopefully the infantry up here is enough to defend 50 and 50. It won't be forever. I mean, we really are going to need more infantry up there. The biggest concern right now is actually this. I think I'm going to have to build a road here. Don't want to, but I'm going to have to. Yeah, this is how I'm going to have to do this. I'm going to have to do this, move this guy here to prevent them from crossing, move this guy back. I don't want my engineers being killed. Can I actually even make a new unit here? I can. Can I transfer them into enemy zone of control? That's the one thing I was worried about. Survey says yes. Okay, then move back. They'll be at 75%, which is still not bad. And we'll make this infantry. So 5th and 6th infantry will hold this area. We'll need another infantry eventually. In fact, let's just make that here right away. Yep, this will be 7th, I guess, infantry. And we can move a couple guys into that. Wow, we only have 45 remaining, but we're doing okay. All our armor is going here, so we can actually move, like, let's move 20 in there or so. Yeah, so we have 20, we have 15, but they're fully at 100% readiness, and then we have 40 here. I don't think this 26 group with such low readiness is going to come across. I hope. I hope. They could easily destroy my jeeps here, but that's okay. I mean, I don't mind losing the jeeps. They're there to protect this area. So if they have to die for protecting it, that's okay. That is okay. All right, so we wanted to move these guys forward. Oh, actually they can move forward here. We don't want to move them off the railroads because it increases the resupply costs. So let's move them here. Whoops, not you. You. Move you probably here. Just do it all from this hex. New division. HQs. Come on, just the only one available. Okay. It's bugged, but there it is. Supreme Division. And then we're going to transfer our Jeeps so that our riflemen don't lose readiness. So these Jeeps lost readiness. Who cares? We can actually do this. I should have done this a different way, but let's create another one. This will also be from Supreme HQ, obviously. And I'm going to transfer another 2 Jeeps into there. And I'm going to make both of these guys scouts. And I'm going to make this one infantry. Okay, great. Now, and we can actually make yet another model design, which is our engineers. Engineers. And they can have a nice big E on them. There it is. And they will just be this exact formation, which is 20 engineers and 2 horses. Great. So that'll be our engineers. And we can make a whole bunch of people like that. You are engineers. First engineers. Second engineers. Third engineers. Fourth engineers. You guys will move here. Do we have the ability to upgrade this? Raw level 2 takes enough engineering points we do not have. We'll have them next turn. Okay, great. As long as we're still gaining raws overall, which we're barely gaining, but we are, we're in good shape. Okay, good. So this is it. I'm going to call the stream to a close here. We've done good. We made good progress. I might even be able to just make this into a series on the channel. I've been planning for a long time to make an Advanced Tactics Gold series on the channel, but that's your brief look at Advanced Tactics Gold. There's a lot more combat as soon as we get going and things, you know, the front forms up, but this is the very beginning of the one city start, which is supposed to be a slow progression to the ultimate chaos. But my God, before I forget, we got to move this poor fellow back. There's only a 20 rifleman here. Probably I should move him here just to keep that nice and protected. And you guys, you know what? Just move south one. Actually, I dislike that so much. I'm gonna undo it. So let's stay nice and fortified in this one hex. If they move south, they can move here. It's okay. I will attack the crap out of them with my armored group. So, yeah. So we're holding the railroad line anyway, so we don't need to worry about holding this line. Doesn't do anything for us. Yeah. Okay, anyway, so that's going to do it for the stream. Thanks for everyone for joining. It was quite a hodgepodge of different games. Yeah, and as I always do, if you're interested in playing multiplayer games, feel free to check out the Discord. There should be a link in the video description. We do multiplayer games. We've been doing a lot of Europa Universalis 4. We're always doing little things of Wargame Red Dragon or Steel Division. A whole bunch of people are actually right now, or I don't know if they still are, but they were this morning playing Factorio with Bombs and Angels, and I chose not to join them. It was one of the options I was contemplating for today's stream, but since I'm still learning that Bombs and Angels, and even if you're an expert, you're still learning Bombs and Angels, I chose not to do that. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed the stream in the form it took, which was a bit ad hoc. Whatever I wanted to do at the moment, but and Dennis Avery says, great stream, Tortuga, as always, enjoy your evening. Well, likewise to you, Dennis. So everyone else, take care, and I'll catch you guys back for whatever stream or video we're in next together. Until then, thanks for watching and take care.